Okay, I'm gonna be fully transparent. This is video 3, and I feel like being transparent is the goal of all this, so, today is still graduation Sunday. I know 2 poems in one day, kind of crazy. I did just finish writing this, but, I don't know if I'm gonna post it today just because I don't even know if I want to post this one. I feel like I have to, just because, I don't know, I feel like I should. Because it's a piece of the story that I'm trying to tell overall. This is definitely a really hard one to write. Out of my 4 years of high school, my freshman year is probably going to be the only year that has only one poem. It's a long one, but it's the only one of the 4 years that I don't really have many stories that I want to tell. The year itself is sort of one big long story, and maybe in the future I'll come back and write it just to get it out, I guess. But for this purpose and this portfolio, not all of that is needed in detail. So I wrote one poem for it, and that's probably all I'll make on freshman year. Because I guess for me that's the difference between my freshman year and my senior year of high school. Even though things went really wrong senior year, I don't regret a second of it. I don't want to forget any of it. But my freshman year was terrible, and I wish I could forget it. So honestly, this is really more for me than anything else, I guess. I also kind of want to post it so that I can get rid of it from my phone, I guess, and be able to look at it on the hard days, because I need to let go. I need to let go of it and move on, however that looks. I mean, I've been moving on for like 4 years now, but it's still hard, and sometimes it gets really hard. So for the nights that it's hard, I wanted to give myself a way to look back and say, it's over. It's done. Whenever I have that late night, rough night, or that hard day that just brings some of it back, this is my way of saying, it's over. I'm okay. Even when there's nobody there to tell me that. So, I do also want to put a warning before I start the poem and say that this is a hard one to listen to. So, listen at your own volition and of your own will. So, this one's titled, I Am Free. I guess it's time to lay out my story. The good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Yes, I've graduated, so that means it all has to be accepted. All these memories, good or bad, every story deserves to be told. So I guess here I start mine. So here I steel myself to share this story for the last time. Every story has a beginning, so I guess that's where I'll start mine. Freshman year. Everyone was a little awkward, right? But I was happy, or what I thought was happy at the time. At the time, it was the best and only I knew. Sorry, Mom and Dad, but like any other teen girl, I basically had a secret boyfriend that you knew, but you didn't know. My friends drove me to places, to lows I never knew, and you and Mom, you killed me, just a little at a time. While I chased a dream so high, a passion deeper than the seas, or so it seemed. It was my passion, it was my everything, and the doctor almost took it away. Mama, I thank you for telling me to keep going anyway. But Mama, I gotta ask you why tell me to chase my dream to protect the shadow of a hope, but not the person casting it? I love you, Daddy, but you hurt me. I turned to the boy who offered me the slightest relief, gained a best friend who I learned later was just a queen of hearts, and all I remember from that year was my branches being cut, the leaves falling down, the roots of trauma growing deeper and deeper, thinking I would never be able to uproot. I did things to myself that I'm not proud of. I was innocent, I didn't understand my discomfort of foreign hands in a place they didn't belong. Later, people would apologize and I would hate being the victim, but the truth is, I didn't want to own my truth. I was the victim, but not just to the boy who took my innocence, but to my surroundings and the people and place I called my home. I was a victim to not understanding what family was. I was a victim to my own self. I did so much to be away from home, to run from the problems and pain. They say to me now, we knew what was happening. So Mama, so Daddy, why? If you knew how broken and hurt I was on the inside, why did you never say anything? Why did you continue this parade, this charade of yelling and hurt and anger? They say, sweetie, you're stronger now. And to that I say, I was a child who needed a shield. I was a child who grew up too fast. I was a child who needed my comfort and a hand to hold. I was a child who needed my mom and my dad. And now because I am stronger, I'm no longer a child. Any shred of childhood melted away that year, or chipped away that year, until I did something truly terrible, something I can only now forgive myself for. So freshman year, you terrible, terrible place, with teeth sharp and cutting, filled with despair and envy, now I cut back and say, I lived, I escaped, and for all the nightmares and anxiety, and every jump I've had at the smallest interactions or touch, but I today stand here and say I am breathing and happy because I know what happiness is. So to my freshman self, just know this. You made it. I am free. Freshman year, you can't touch me anymore. And along the way of this perilous journey, you learned what family meant, you learned what friendship meant, you learned what love meant, and you learned what it meant to have a dad. Freshman year, you take nothing from me now. Freshman year, I thank you for the opportunities you set me up for and the lions you showed me how to tame. Thank you and goodbye, freshman year. Gotta say, that one was a lot easier to perform because the words were so easy to put down and easy to speak. The ending is good. I know that the start was rough, but yeah, that's all I really got for this one. I know it was a rough ride, but I hope that it helps you, future me, and maybe it'll help somebody else. I don't know. Anyway, this is probably poem number 3, and then I'll move on to some better, brighter stories, hopefully, in the next couple poems. So, yeah, love y'all. See you in the next one.